I want to go deep for a second. And I've been sitting on this message because I just didn't know how to share it. And so with the Father's Day coming up, I feel like now might be the perfect time. And before I get into this message, let me just give a disclaimer. This message is not for people who have lost a father or their husband or someone through death or through some type of unforeseen circumstance. This message is specifically for people who are dealing with situations where the male figure has decided or chosen not to be present. There's a number of us who are still angry and bitter about the man that chose not to be in our lives or the men that did not show up in the lives of our children. So let me offer a different perspective that will maybe help you with your healing journey. First of all, my belief is that every single one of us was designed with God's purpose, which means that God has something special that He puts in every one of us individually, and He has a plan for what He wants us to do with the gifts that He gives us. And even though God knows in advance when people are not going to be a part of our lives, it still took that broken vessel to create you or your children. And so that person's absence will not change the trajectory of your life or your children's lives. Let me tell you why. God's plan is His plan regardless of the decisions that we make or other people make. So a person choosing not to be present is their decision, but that does not interrupt anything that God is trying to do. In fact, I'm going to share something with you, and I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. But sometimes a person's absence is the blessing. Because if we go back to the example I just gave about us having a purpose, God knows that people are broken. He knows that we're flawed. It's the reason He died on the cross for us, so that we would be forgiven in advance, because He knew we would sin. And so if God does have a plan, and that person that helped, that father that helped create the child, is going to inflict something onto you or your children that is going to interrupt His plan, sometimes He will allow for their absence so that their presence does not interrupt what He's trying to do. And we're looking at it from the perspective of, well, I need help, or I needed this, I needed that, I didn't get it. Maybe you didn't get it from the person that you wanted it from, or even felt like you needed it from, but God has a way of filling in the gap, whether it be through experiences in life. He may bring you a beautiful stepfather, a new man that's going to help raise those kids, but choosing to live with bitterness and anger because of who chose not to be there is not a burden that you have to carry. That person's decision to not be present is not on you. And it is also not your job to show up and fill in their shoes, because God did not ordain you to be a man. He ordained you to be a woman, which means that you can only fill in the gap of what a woman is designed to fill. I hope that this makes sense. I know that there are some people who are really struggling with this upcoming holiday, but I just want to let you know that you don't have to be sad. You don't have to avoid the holiday because it triggers the feelings or reminders of the fact that somebody was not there for you, or somebody is not there for your kids. Because again, sometimes their absence is the blessing. I love you. I hope you have an amazing day. Happy Juneteenth.